Next sector that we're putting on the radar is real estate, and specifically we're talking about Prestige Estates. Now, Prestige had a bit of a, if you can say, lackluster, not such a great year FY25 because a couple of the launches and projects got delayed, which is why for the full year the new sales picture was slightly lower. But their guidance is very strong for the current year, FY26. They're saying that the launches planned are for 44.8 million square feet, almost 45 million square feet, compared with about 25.5 that they did in FY25. And likewise, their pre-sales target is 27,000 crores for this year. Mr. Irfan Razack, Chairman and Managing Director of the Prestige Group, is with us. Mrs. Razack, great to have you on. So that's what we really want to try and understand, that, the nuts and bolts behind the numbers and where the optimism comes in from. Can you take us through, what's going to drive it? You've been launching a lot of projects here in the Mumbai market as well. NCR is a market. You've got a JV going in Chennai. So what makes you optimistic that the development this year, the pre-sales this year, will be substantially higher than the last one?
Good morning. Thank you. Actually, we had to bring in a lot of inventory in the last financial year, which got delayed because of various reasons like approvals, RERA number and other stuff. But that's behind us. And this quarter itself, current quarter, we've done a lot of launches, especially our NCR project, which is the Prestige City Indirapuram, and that's done extremely well. And we have a slew of launches that are lined up in Bangalore, in Chennai, in Hyderabad, as well as in Mumbai. So all this sum total of that, we are pretty confident that the guidance that we've given this year will be surpassed. So that's the whole idea. In fact, this current quarter has also been a strong quarter, and I believe it will be one of the strongest quarter the company has had ever. So this helps us in that confidence. As I said, we've launched the Prestige City Indirapuram this quarter, and we've did the Prestige Gardenia Estate, a plotted development in Bangalore. Now we're gearing up to launch the Prestige Pallavaram Gardens in Chennai, and a whole lot of other projects as we go along. And there's a lot of excitement in the system. The market is good. Okay. Basically, there is demand, and there are people who are ready, willing, able to buy and to invest, and that gives us the confidence.
So that's an overview on the year. I just want to get a broad sense on pricing as well. Then we'll get into the various factors, including what you're saying is a strong Q1. Last year, your average realization across the portfolio, I believe, was around 14,113 to be very specific. So 14,100 rupees, give or take, which was substantially higher than the previous year. What is pricing telling you in all of your different key markets? Is there further elbow room? What is the kind of price appreciation you'd expect across the portfolio this year?
See, we do not want the price to run away very fast, and that's not good for the market, not good for the consumer itself. So our endeavor has always been to see that when we bring our product to market, it's priced sensibly. The company's bottom line is protected. At the same time, the affordability is not breached in terms of the buyers. Now, this is a challenge. Yes, land price has gone up, the construction price has gone up. So we have to sort of do the balancing act and make sure that the size of the product is right. At the same time, the ticket size has to be affordable. So it has gone up. There's no doubt about it that the price, if you look at it per square foot or ticket size, price itself has gone up. But then we don't want it to breach a barrier that the product becomes completely.
So a range, maybe some rough range. I understand that your intention is not to really squeeze out your buyer. But given the realities at hand which you describe, 10%, 15%, single digit, what's the kind of price rise that you think will be palatable?
I won't give a percentage like that, you see, but if you ask me now, it depends. Each segment of the market has a different pricing. Now, if you take the luxury market, it's a different, acceptability on the price. If you take the mid-market, even a single-digit price hike also will be a problem. So I believe that the balance has to be there. And if you ask me, in the mid-market, a price increase between 5 to 7% is imminent, and it'll happen. And that's where we'll try and control it. And of course, in the luxury market, it'll be much larger.
Got that. Mr. Raza, good morning. Always good to speak with you. Prashant here. The big Indirapuram project, sir, could you give us what is the status now?
We've launched the project, two components of it. The last component, Mayflower, we've just locked in for RERA. We're waiting for that. All three components of the project is totals to about 4,000 units, out of which 3,400 have been launched. And it's done well. I mean, there has been a good response, and people have responded positively, and the numbers are pretty healthy.
3,400 out of 4,000 have been launched, and is it possible to define? I mean, when did all of them go online in terms of being launched, and what's been the response quantitatively? If you can give us a sense.
Yeah, I mean, to give you numbers, we launched 3,400 units. That was in this quarter itself. And we are pretty happy to tell you that we have almost sold 2,800 to 2,900. The numbers could vary because there's a dynamic change every day. But that's the level of sales that have happened, and that totals to quite a large amount of sales, which is 7,000 plus crores only in this one single project. And also the collections on this project have been pretty strong.
All right. Hi, Mr. Razak. Good morning. Good to see you in. Nigel on this side. Sir, a couple of quick questions. Prestige Hospitality Ventures, the DRHP you have filed. By when do we see the IPO?
See, we filed the DRHP. Now we are waiting for the nod from SEBI. As soon as the nod comes from SEBI, the bankers are working on it. All the compliances have been done, and we believe that if everything goes well, we could hit the market as soon as we get the SEBI nod.
So sometime in the middle of this fiscal would be a fair guesstimate?
Yes. We are trying hard to see that we bring it in this fiscal. If possible, maybe in the next quarter itself.
Okay. And what kind of quantum of money will you be looking to raise?
Yes. In this, there'll be two parts. One is an OFS and the other is a dilution, primary dilution. All put together, we'll be looking at about 3,500 plus crores.
All right. And that brings me to what is the current debt in your books and what kind of capex have you lined up for this year?
On the hospitality side, there is substantial capex, but then now the way we have planned is to, the whole objective of this issue is to see that we clean up the entire debt in the books that is available for the hospitality. And that gives us elbow room to do further acquisitions if we, as and when the growth capital will come. So that will help the cause of the company itself. And we have a slew of operating assets. At the same time, the largest asset that's under construction, which we hope to complete, is the Delhi AeroCity Hotel, which is St. Regis and the Marriott Marquis. And that's the largest hotel in the country in terms of keys. At the same time, it's a big convention and exhibition center of 225,000 square feet.
Okay. All right. Very quickly, what about the Pali Hill project? That's a much awaited, one of the newer projects, newer geographies that you got into. How much of it has already been sold out? You have a celebrated Bollywood couple opposite, Ranbir and Alia moved in. How much of it has already been sold out, and by when do deliveries start getting rolled out?
Yeah, see, Pali Hill is actually the smallest of the projects that we are doing in Mumbai, and the most challenging because the terrain is such. And we've, like you rightly said, we've got high-profile people living all over. So the overall construction time itself that it takes is slower than what you would do in a normal development. But the good news is that we finally got out of the ground, and the structure started coming up, and that should take us another couple of years to complete. Having said that, we are happy to say 2 weeks ago, we completed 3 developments in Mumbai, the first of it by Prestige. One was the Prestige Jazdan Classic, which has got the occupancy certificate and ready to start taking deliveries to customers. And the Prestige Siesta Tower in the Mulund component of Prestige City. And that also is completed, and that's 400 odd units. And then it's the rehab of office building in Mahalakshmi, which is called the Prestige Turf Tower. Even that has been ready. So we have managed to, in the short span of about 4 years, complete 3 large developments. And all these developments are ready for delivery. And we are at it, and many more in the pipeline, including the Daffodils, which is the Pali Hill. And in terms of sale, that's done well. We've almost sold about 70% of the stock.
Ah, okay. All right. Lots of stuff coming up here. The skyscraper, the sky is littered with ongoing construction. Maybe with rains here now in full flow, perhaps maybe a little slow, but I think otherwise it's been a really under construction city in all ways, more ways than one, with developers, but also the government really now cranking up on some of these projects. Thank you very much. Appreciate you joining in and running us through all of those details. That is, of course, Prestige Estates in focus. But we're not